When the dust finally clears, and the thunderous march of thousands of warriors fades into silence, the battlefield becomes strangely quiet. What was once a frenzied scene of life, though brutal and gory, transforms into a chilling landscape of death. The only noises now are the occasional caws of crows and the distant cries of the wounded clinging to existence by a thread. The smell of rot fills the sky as vultures circle overhead, impatiently waiting for their grim banquet. Among the fallen warriors, you'll spot scattered shields, crushed armor, snapped spears, and abandoned banners, symbols of honor and might, just moments ago, now reduced to rubble. But not everyone has exited the battlefield. As dusk sets, shadows begin to appear, figures still in military outfits. But these aren't looters or wanderers searching for missing friends. They're elite teams tasked with the grim duty of restoring some structure to this bleak scene. Winning a battle is one thing, but what comes after? Picture cleaning up after the planet's wildest celebration, except instead of empty cups and shattered plates, you're dealing with bodies and the barely alive. The top priority, locate the injured. Every moment is vital. Those who still have a chance must be aided instantly. If they're able to walk, they get patched up right there, before being carried on stretchers or wagons bound for the field hospital. There, medics try everything they can, but let's be honest, this is ancient history. What they can do often depends more on fortune than real medical knowledge. Best case, these fighters might need weeks, even months, to recover before returning to duty. Meanwhile, officers face a darker task, tallying the casualties. Each century, each cohort, logs the number of dead and hurt, working to name every soldier. It's essential, because each missing shield, each cracked pylon, is a setback for the Legion. And every fallen man, that's someone who must be processed, needing time, money, and instruction. Everything gets logged and sent up the chain. But the task isn't over with the injured. There's still the dead to handle, and that's no simple feat. As one old sage once said, a true warrior ensures his dead are buried, win or lose. It's not just about honoring the fallen, but about the spirit of those still breathing. If troops witness their brothers left to rot where they dropped, will they think that they'll be abandoned too, that no one will mourn them? That's why the Legion must secure proper burials. But in times of war, with bodies stacking fast, there's rarely room for single graves. Mass graves or burnings are more common. Naturally, higher-up centurions and even generals get unique treatment. They often receive field ceremonies, with the whole army present. How a commander is buried reflects how the army remembers its champions. Some, like the iconic heroes from the Teutoburg Forest, were honored with shrines, their names carved in stone for eternity. And what of the injured enemies? Well, that varies. Sometimes, if they came from a cultured land, they might be captured, treated, then turned into laborers or, if lucky, traded for Roman captives. But not always. Rome's foes especially, the wild tribes, often faced crueler endings. The injured were left to perish, their corpses rotting beneath the sun. But if an enemy chief was taken alive, he could be a huge asset, bringing Rome not just pride, but a fat reward. Ransom in gold or territory once the injured and dead are handled. The legions, artisans, and blacksmiths step in. Their task: repair whatever can be sent. Shields, blades. Troops often return to the battlefield to recover their equipment or scavenge from fallen enemies. Romans weren't choosy. Anything still functional went right back into duty. Even enemy blades and gear were kept for special missions or handed out during shortages. But that's not everything. Trophy seekers also wandered the war zone. Every weapon, every piece of gear, every banner that could be grabbed was treated as a war trophy and often placed in temples or used as decor in Roman elite homes. The real treasures, the valuables that could be traded for coin, were protected by select units. Technically, everything left behind on the battlefield belonged to the general, who decided how to divide the loot. Soldiers weren't supposed to take anything for themselves, but let's be honest, who could resist? There were always some who tried sneaking a little extra. Small bits like rings, weapons, or shiny trinkets were often hidden from officers. A few soldiers got insanely lucky, stumbling on luxury items like a fancy saddle or even fine furniture from an enemy tent. The real challenge was hiding it and getting it back to camp and, eventually, home. Occasionally, a general would allow the troops to plunder freely, a small reward at the end of a campaign, but this didn't happen often because it could spark clashes between the troops. After all, how fair is it that one guy's dodging spears while another's collecting treasure? And remember, the Roman military was known for strict discipline, so any hint of unrest was quickly shut down. In the end, dealing with the aftermath of a fight was a huge test for the legion. How the army managed those rough moments after the action said a lot about its power and spirit. And for the soldiers, it was also a time where each decision could lead to danger or a bit of extra gold. Because when it's all said and done, war favors the ones who know when to grab their chance. If you enjoyed watching and want to catch more, be sure to subscribe to our channel for fresh updates. Don't forget to like and share this with fellow history lovers, and happy exploring!